Salt Lake Stadium, Calcutta, for the second half of the Kalyani Black Label semi-final, an absorbing, enthralling encounter between holders East Bengal and 9 times champions Mohun Bagan. City rivals, India's oldest football rivalry which extends over half a century and which has produced so many brilliant matches. Thrice before in this Kalyani Black Label Cup, the teams have met in the semi-final, and here the second half kicks off with Bagan attacking from right to left. In the semi-finals, Bagan has won once, East Bengal twice, and it's East Bengal in the lead. First half goal in the 26th minute by Najim ul Haq. And a rough start to the second half. It's Tushar Rakshit bundle off the ball, and East Bengal get this early free kick. And do you think going to be any change in tactics, Bagan?
Well, I think they're going to have to play better football than they're doing right here. This is Tushar Rakshit just being brought down.
And East Bengal coming away through Abdul Sadiq, this dynamo of a midfielder. Switches play excellently to Somitai Saiza, finds Baichung Bhutia at the left edge of the box. Can he turn? Can he get the better of his marker? But Alok Das uses experience, gets his foot in. But early pressure by East Bengal, and it's a corner kick to East Bengal in the opening minute of the second half. Bagan do seem slightly crestfallen. I wonder, has Amal Datta, the coach, been able to revive their spirits? Somitai Saiza, that bustling midfielder, taking the corner kick. He excels with these set pieces, pushing that long hair back. Somitai Saiza turns it in, and Baichung, a lovely header into the back of the net. And this is the brilliance of Baichung Bhutia. He needs everybody standing. He scored a goal against Mohun Bagan in the 1995 Federation Cup semi-final. He scored 2, in fact. And this has probably wrapped up the match for East Bengal, Noel. It's curtains for Amal Datta and his brilliant formation. The genius of Baichung Bhutia in action.
Well, I think really this is Saiza again with that corner kick. And Baichung Bhutia knows how to kick a man when he's down. That header, tremendous power, tremendous anticipation. He comes in there, hits that ball. Hemant Dora could only watch it go into his net. And East Bengal really having a field day.
Yes, they've used those set pieces. So many of the goals they've scored with set pieces, as we've seen in this Kalyani Black Label Cup. The long throws by Naushad Musa, the corner kicks by Somitai Saiza, and some excited supporters rushed onto the field. And the city of joy is really erupting, especially for the East Bengal supporters.
Yes, Baichung Bhutia, awesome finishing. Nobody's seen something like this in ages. I think maybe in 2 decades of Indian football.
Yes, PK Banerjee and enduring his peak also. They've had some great footballers, but Baichung Bhutia is really something else. He can create something out of nothing, and that is the hallmark of real genius. To conjure up magic, here is the magic.
Well, Somitai Saiza there, Baichung just nips in and tucks that ball away with that powerful header. Hemant Dora didn't know what hit him, and that's him. With his trademark kiss at the camera, that's Baichung Bhutia for you.
I wonder, Noel, looking at it dispassionately, would you say it's the brilliance, the sudden electrifying run of Baichung Bhutia which took Hemant Dora by surprise, or did he not rise enough?
Well, I think it's just Baichung Bhutia. He's got a big match temperament, Novi.
Yes, and he has scored on this big occasion, and this is his 17th goal in the Federation Cup, a wonderful record for this young man. 17th goal in 24 matches in the Federation Cup. And remember, he's just started playing the Federation Cup in 1994. He's got a bright future, but Chima, and he's going to cause trouble. And here comes Abdul Khalik for Mohun Bagan, and he gets the crossing, and this was nearly trouble. Samuel Amolo heads into the side netting. It really did seem like an own goal. And there's...
Well, it's Abdul Khalik there with that cross, and that ball actually hits the outside of the post and goes into the side netting. But the referee was in 2 minds, and he's gone over, I think, to speak to the linesman. Omola not happy with that decision. Khalik is appealing. He feels that he should have got a goal off that. But finally, R.D. Sao had seen it, and Inayatullah Khan, very relieved, and he's told them that it's a corner kick.
In R.D. Sao, the assistant referee, in fact, indicates it's a goal kick, so Bagan didn't even have the joy of another corner kick. Second half has really started very badly for Mohun Bagan. They say Salt Lake is East Bengal Stadium, even if they are the underdogs. Their sheer presence and the pressure of the crowd lifts them. In 95 also, in the last time these two teams met in the semi-final, East Bengal beat Mohun Bagan 2-1. and history seems to be repeating itself as it often does in an uncanny way. It's East Bengal leading Mohun Bagan 2-0, and Baichung Bhutia has conjured up some magical goals. He's done it again this afternoon. But Mohun Bagan coming through James Odiembo on the near left. First touch lets him down, and Najimul Haq working tirelessly. Odiembo can't clear, and some trouble for Odiembo. I thought this was a needless tackle off the ball, and he's in great agony.
Well, I think really that ball was kind of running out of play. Odiembo wasn't in a position to control it, and just as he tries, just rolled over the line. Dulal Biswas, unnecessary for a captain of a team that is leading by 2 goals. But the referee has just overlooked this.
And so Odiembo, also a brave young man, he's got up and back into fray, back into action. And the city of joy, at least in the East Bengal end, is erupting. Their supporters absolutely over the moon. They are leading the great rivals Mohun Bagan 2-0. There's a lot of time in the second half, but now it's down to passion and character. And does Bagan have the passion and character to come back at this young, spirited, tenacious East Bengal team? James Odiembo taking the throw-in for Mohun Bagan. The maroon and green outfit trailing by 2 goals to 0. Satyajit Chatterjee. Now East Bengal defence suddenly so pepped up. That extra man is always there. Mohun Bagan. To Chima. Chima on the far right. But quickly closed down by Naushad Musa. Naushad Musa has done a commendable job in the first half and in the second half in controlling the might of Chima, the sheer bulldozing power of Chima. And here's Amitava Chando clearing his line, the young left back for East Bengal. Bagan attacking from the far side. Satyajit Chatterjee. Alok Das. Devjit Ghosh. Amit Das. Again, good build-up by Bagan. They've series of 6 to 7 passes, and Abdul Khalik wide on the far right. Finds Amit Das. Bagan searching for an opening. Amit Das, first time ball into space, and questions going to be asked. Do you think he was brought down, Chima? The look on his face suggests so.
Well, Chima really appealing to the referee. He feels that Naushad Musa brought him down, and he was unable to make progress towards the goal. There's that ball really being punted in by Amit Das. I think Chima was trying to turn and he caught Naushad Musa.
But here come East Bengal again. And East Bengal a lovely build-up, but that's much too long, and Abdul Sadiq just can't get to it. Abdul Sadiq, who works tirelessly all over the field, the midfield beaver, midfield dynamo, just can't get to it. But football has returned to Calcutta with a bang. We've had one of the largest crowds in many years. Now here come Mohun Bagan through Amit Das. Lorendro Singh, as always, hugging the touchline on the left. Nice square pass. Vasudev Mondal. And a chance here for Bagan. But Azande comes out excellently, dives at the feet of Satyajit Chatterjee. And Azande really earning his paycheck today.
Well, I think Azande has been one of the heroes for East Bengal as this ball comes in there. And Satyajit a little bit slow, couldn't get to it. Azande was very quick off his mark.
Yeah, shows a lot of daring and courage, Azande, the Kenyan Breweries goalkeeper who joined East Bengal last month. And Somitai Saiza uses his favourite left footer, but misdirects it. Hemanta Dora, India's international goalkeeper, not had a really great match in this game. Amit Das and the East Bengal defence moving up, trying to close down, trying to narrow down the playing area, and finds Khalik offside.
Khalik a little bit eager at this stage. I think he ought to keep the cool. There is still time. Amal Datta obviously wondering what's happened to his diamond formation and whether the diamond has lost its bite.
The diamond has lost its glitter. At present, it's the youth of East Bengal which is triumphant. And here they are building up a nice move on the near right. Abdul Sadiq finds young Najimul Haq, the man who scored the first goal, and he gets a good crossing to Baichung Bhutia, who scored the second goal, but Baichung is closed down well. But still East Bengal coming through Amitava Chando, and Amitava Chando lets fly, but lacks power, lacks punch. Amitava Chando didn't get the direction, and no trouble for Mohun Bagan.
Well, I think that as long as Amitav Chanda and the East Bengal colleagues keep taking cracks at the goal, I think they'll put the pressure on the Mohun Bagan defence.
Mohun Bagan coming to skipper Alok Das. Here's Devjit Ghosh. Nice turn. Lanky player, but with good footwork. leaving it for the sprightly Basudev Mondal. And one has noticed whenever Amit Das or Basudev Mondal get the ball, the East Bengal midfielders try to close them down very quickly. They are the danger men.
Yes, absolutely. I think these two players have really performed very well for their team.
East Bengal midfield, with their never-say-die spirit, has managed to hold on. And here goes Amitabh Chando, and Amitabh Chando into space, but somewhat wayward. Mohun Bagan East Bengal is not only great rivalry in Calcutta, it's the oldest rivalry all over India. This is the 16th meeting between these two teams in the Kalyani Black Label Cup, or formerly the Federation Cup. 8 of the matches were drawn, 4 were won by East Bengal and 3 by Mohun Bagan. And here East Bengal coming away through Najimul Haq. And Najimul Haq into space. Shankarlal Chakravarti has acres of space ahead of him. But a lovely tackle coming in by James Odiembo. And Shankarlal Chakravarti, I thought, delayed too much, looking for a man in support. Allowed Odiembo to come back.
Shankarlal Chakravarti playing a nice 1-2 with Najimul Haq, finds himself in space, and then he's just smashed off the ball there by Odiembo. That must really have hurt.
But Shankarlal Chakravarti, also a brave man, has switched over to East Bengal from Mohun Bagan this season. Also a product of the Tata Football Academy. Earns a corner kick for his team. And Shankarlal Chakravarti taking it. Michael Andrews, the assistant referee. And previously, when Sumita Saiza took the corner kick, both the goals, in fact, have been of corner kicks. Can East Bengal do it again? Baichung Bhutia attempting a flick on. They are really dangerous in these dead ball situations. In fact, both East Bengal goals coming off corner kicks. Baichung Bhutia not getting the connection this time.
Well, I think East Bengal really have practiced their corner kicks. This time it's Shaiza all the way to Musa at the end. Musa tries to lay it on for Baichung, but he's hustled off it by Basudev Mondal, and in the end they get a free kick.
Amitabh Chanda, Tushar Rakshit. Tushar Rakshit trying, aiming for a probing pass to Baichung Bhutia. Hemanta Dora leaving his line and clearing. Hemanta Dora not taking any chances. He knows Baichung Bhutia can conjure up something out of nothing. And Baichung Bhutia, who even when he seems to be having a bit of a slumber, can suddenly conjure up something out of nothing. And Shankarlal Chakravarti letting fly with a front right footer, which just goes inches wide of the far post. Shankarlal Chakravarti, hard-working defensive midfielder for East Bengal.
Well, Shankarlal Chakravarti keeping this pressure up with the shot. I think it was quite a well-struck shot, just about a foot off target, and Hemanta Dora really just saw it go by.
Bagan through Amit Das. And Bagan again, the slow passing build-up. But they somehow can't get behind the East Bengal defence. They can't seem to get those penetrative crosses in. Here's Amit Das. Can he conjure up something? Chipped ball forward, but no trouble at all. And Azande Abulista, now growing in confidence, growing in stature, collects it so easily. And clearance is somewhat hasty. And do you see Bagan making any substitutions?
Well, at the moment, I think they ought to stick with the formula because they've got the best players on the park at the moment. But if Maji came in perhaps for Abdul Khalik, I think you might see something else going on.
But Bagan attacking through Devjit Ghosh, now Ranjan Day. Again the diagonal and the square pass being used effectively. Lot of possession, but it's here near the 18-yard box that the moves break down. Baichung Bhutia marginally offside. He's not very happy with this decision. Little theatrical, but the assistant referee and the referee know best. And Michael Andrews from Kerala, who was formerly with the Durand football tournament, clearly indicating the offside.
Well, what a beautiful ball put through there. And Baichung, actually, at the time the ball was struck, was in his own half, so he could not have been offside. And that's why he was having words with Inayatullah Khan.
And the assistant referee. But here come Mohun Bagan to Lorendro Singh. He gets a good cross in, and Abdul Khalik comes dancing away, bounding in Abdul Khalik, but he can't get a proper header, and the Bagan players appealing for a corner kick. And it's Amitabh Chando getting up, valiant young man.
Well, I think this is really quite a good attack there. Lolendro with that ball across the 6-yard box. Abdul Khalik tries to get his head on it, and then finally they appeal for the corner.
The corner kick is given, and it's being taken by Basudev Mondal, curling it in with his left foot to the near post, and Chima just over the bar. At the edge of the 6-yard box, he just can't control that volley. But this time, questions on the East Bengal defence. The corner kick probed caused trouble.
Well, Basudev Mondal there with that ball, delightfully floated it, and then it was helped on with a header. Chima doesn't miss many from that distance, Novi, I can tell you. That ball just hanging along there. Just falls for Chima. Chima a little bit out of position and he bangs it over the bar.
So Mohun Bagan miss yet another chance and East Bengal survive, much to the relief of their vast supporters. Salt Lake Stadium is known as East Bengal's home ground. They very rarely lose a match here. And Baichung Bhutia is offside again. This historic stadium with a capacity of 125,000 was built for the 1984 Nehru Cup, and the first match played here was in January 84 when China beat India in the Nehru Cup. And these East Bengal supporters are always happy when playing here because their team always does well. Amit Das for Mohun Bagan. There's still time to go and Mohun Bagan are piling on the pressure. Odiembo controlling. Dulal Biswas coming in with a quick tackle but has to concede a throw. Mohun Bagan. James Odiembo, but he tried a lovely body swerve, but it was too clever by half and the ball went out of play. Odiembo slightly slow to be trying all these dexterous tricks.
But he's been attacking quite a lot, I think, in the last 5 minutes for Mohun Bagan.
Yes, from the left, Odiembo and Lorendro always spelling danger and causing trouble by those probing crosses. Both teams have not made a substitution. It's their fourth clash in a semi-final. Satyajit Chatterjee breaking through for Mohun Bagan. Gets the cross in, Omolo heads it away, and this is a corner kick to Bagan. Now Bagan's slowly gaining the ascendancy, applying the pressure. They know they need a goal to stay in this match. In 95, these two teams last met at this very stadium, and East Bengal beat Mohun Bagan 2-1. Samuel Omolo trying to direct his defence. Azande, another pillar of strength. Again the corner kick, again the flick on, but this time cleared. Not fully. A chance for Lorendro. He breaks away, trying to get his favourite left foot into action. Goes away from the goal. Controlling, dribbling, but the East Bengal players, there always seem to be two of them there. They seem to have extra pep and zest, these East Bengal players. It does come when you're 2 goals ahead. Cross coming in, headed on. Khalik trying to turn, but a good sliding tackle and brilliant sliding tackle enables East Bengal to clear their line by Amitabh Chandra. Again, a curling cross. And Chima, can he bang it in? He does, yes! That is the genius of Chima. This is the power of Chima. This is why he's the most sought-after player in Indian football. And Chima has scored for Mohun Bagan. This is his 22nd goal in just 17 matches. And the Bagan coach and the Bagan bench looking pepped up. They are back in the match. Chima, absolutely brilliant. Impeccable control and lovely goal.
Well, I think that was a beautiful ball put in there. Chima finds himself alone, just sit down, and he just puts that volley past the goalkeeper and Naushad Musa. That's him. Beautifully timed, beautifully flighted chest, and then he just whacks it in. That's Chima at his best, and I knew that Chima would not miss the second time from that distance.
Yes, so it's Chima who's brought cheers back to the Bagan supporters. And now we have a real match on hand, Noel. Samitai Saiza with acres of space on the far left, gets a lovely curling cross in, but Hemanto Dora goes up and plucks it out clearly. It's East Bengal 2, Mohun Bagan 1. And we are midway through the second half, and so Bagan have a lot of time, and if they can come back from 2 goals down, that would be really quite remarkable. The pace of the game has picked up. Lorendro Singh accelerating, but mispassing. Shankarlal Chakrabarti. Najimul Haq been somewhat subdued in the second half. Finds Bhutia again, but Bhutia's offside.
Well, let's have a look at that goal again. There's that ball from Ranjan Dey. Beautiful chesting there by Chima Okeri, and then he just slams it into the net.
Now Mohun Bagan. Again, coming back into the match. It's now Mohun Bagan which is pepped up. Basudev Mondal in the centre of the field. Trailing 1-2 against arch rivals East Bengal. And Amit Das. Amit Das for Mohun Bagan. Lovely footwork here by Amit Das. He enters the 18-yard box. Gets the cross in. A chance for Bagan, but neatly headed away. And the East Bengal defence somehow managed to clear. Here's Devjit Ghosh. Devjit Ghosh finds Amit Das. And a corner kick to Mohun Bagan. Amit Das showing silky skills over here and applying the pressure for his team. Amitabh Chando hobbling about in some form of agony, and the stretcher being brought out. And East Bengal player being carried off. It's Dulal Biswas who's been carried off. The Bagan supporters have got a new breath of life now with this brilliant goal by Chima. Chima, who's been to the rescue so often for Bagan, was top scorer when Bagan won the Federation Cup in 1992. And another East Bengal player in trouble. That's Amitabh Chando. And so temporary hold up.
Chima taking Amitabh Chanda off the field now to receive treatment. Referee thanking him for it because they want to get on with the game. Remember, Bagan is 1 goal down.
Yes, they don't want to lose that rhythm, the momentum in attack. It's Basudev Mondal getting the cross in. This time Azande coming out. Flicked on. Amolo and Chima going for the ball. The ball still hovering around. A prompt left footer, but wide.
Well, Lorendro really should have done a lot better than that for his team. PK Banerjee obviously a little upset and tense because he's down now to 9 men.
Yes, with 2 players down.
There's Lorendro with that shot. Wasted, really, absolutely off target. He could have tried to put that ball back into play.
So it's Mohun Bagan 1, East Bengal 2. The winners will meet Salgaonkar in the final. And we are seeing a substitution. It's the number 8, Somitai Saiza, coming off. And who's the substitution? It's Shamsi Reza coming on in place of Somitai Saiza. This seems rather strange. I thought Sosa was working brilliantly in midfield.
Well, I think Shaiza was dropping back a lot, and I think PK really needs another goal to make this game safe at this stage because Mohun Bagan have hit a purple patch.
Well, he's brought on another forward unless he makes Shamsi Reza work in midfield. Well, he's a burly lad, Shamsi Reza. And here's his first touch of the ball. Finds former pre-Olympic player Baichung Bhutia. Baichung Bhutia back to Shamsi Reza. These two combine well. First time pass on to Najimul Haq on the near right. Takes the ball pass. Najimul Haq on his own. Could be trouble for Bagan, but the cross is too long. Good combination here by Shamsi Reza, Haq and Baichung Bhutia. They show a lot of cohesiveness. And here's young Falguni Datta coming on for East Bengal. So PK bringing in both the substitutions. That's obvious that Amitabh Chando is quite badly hurt. And now the 17-year-old former India sub-junior captain is going to get his first taste of a big match. Does he have the nerve and the temperament to last? And here come Mohun Bagan again through the lethal Chima. Bamboozling his way through. Gets the cross in, but headed away. Chima taking the throw in himself. Foul throw by Chima. I think showed somewhat impetuosity, a little bit of human frailty. Got excited, and it was a foul throw.
Well, he's really fighting for his team, but he should keep his head.
It's Chima's 5th goal in the 1997 Kalyani Black Label Cup. And if he does end up as the top scorer, he does have another match to play, whether his team wins or loses. If they lose, they play Tempo in the 3rd place playoff match at Guwahati. And Chima could end up top scorer in the Kalyani Black Label Cup for the 3rd time. He did so earlier, 1990, 1992. Shamsi Reza with Tushar Rakshit, youngster who reads the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda for a hobby. Abdul Sadiq, who goes all over the field, working tirelessly for East Bengal. A great find by PK Banerjee. Najimul Haq. And the game has got somewhat claustrophobic with a lot of action confined to the middle of the park. The free-flowing action missing. Basudev Mondal recovering the ball, not happy with the decision against him. And it's Mohun Bagan bringing on a substitute. It's Mohun Bagan bringing on the substitute. It's Soumitra Chakravarti coming on in place of Lorendro Singh. Soumitra Chakravarti, who has joined Mohun Bagan from the Steel Authority of India Limited from SAIL side. And it's also his first touch of the big match. And so suddenly a spate of substitutions by both teams. And a free kick going East Bengal's way. Amitabh Chando is back. That means it's going to be Dulal Biswas who's going to come off. here's young Soumitra Chakravarti, his first touch of the ball. Neat touch here by Soumitra Chakravarti. He's been brought down. Referee waves play on. Soumitra Chakravarti, who looks so much like Amit Das. He resembles him so much in features as well as in the style of play. And Amal Datta looking anxious. Samuel Amolo tussling for the ball with Chima. And promptly cleared by Falguni Datta, who's come on in place of Dulal Biswas, the East Bengal skipper. India's sub-junior captain Falguni Datta. Throw in for Mohun Bagan. Headed away by Falguni Datta. And lovely play here by the East Bengal midfield as they clear. James Odiembo finding Amit Das. Satyajit Chatterjee slightly slow, hustled off the ball. Shankarlal Chakravarti, fine diagonal ball to Najimul Haq, but he's offside. Michael Andrews very quick in his decision.
Well, I think Michael Andrews really keeping a beetle eye on Baichung Bhutia. Amal Datta is really urging his team on. He wants them to fight back. He knows they have the time and he knows they have the ascendancy in midfield.
On this, East Bengal coming back. And East Bengal building up on the near side through Najimul Haq. Najimul Haq slightly stumbling with the ball. Odiembo closing him down. And a fine pass finds Abdul Sadiq. Flicks it on to the far side. There's Shamsi Raza, let's fly, but a very weak left footer. Shamsi Raza from the Williamson Magar Academy, and Sham Thapa will be a happy man seeing his protege in action. Hemant Odora bowling it over. Ranjan De. Amit Das, midfield general for Bagan, the playmaker. And Bagan get this free kick midway through East Bengal's half. Inayatullah Khan not happy with this. Credit to Inayatullah Khan, he's managed to keep this needle match under control. He's not dished out too many yellow cards, and is by talking to the players kept them under control. The fretting and fuming Amal Datta, the Mohun Bagan coach, giving last minute instructions to his team.
Well, he's got the eyes of a man possessed, and no wonder his team is losing by 1 goal.
Thank you. Now Mohun Bagan again in attack. James Odiembo on the near left, being closed down by young Falguni Datta, the 17-year-old. And James Odiembo gets away. Can he get his cross in? He's cutting through, but very well cleared by Shankarlal Chakravarti. This could have really been dangerous. Odiembo using his bulk to break through.
Well, Odiembo really moving down the left flank, silky skills there. Gets past Falguni Datta and his inexperience, and he powers his way through. In the end, his cross was diverted off past the touchline, and Mohun Bagan have got the corner.
Off the corner kick, and it's been taken by Basudev Mondal on the near side. Low corner kick, wasted absolutely. Didn't get any height on this corner kick. And Baichung Bhutia on the break, on the counter-attack. Quickly Baichung cutting in. As always, so relaxed on the ball, and he's brought down, he's stripped clearly, but the referee waves play on. Giving the advantage to the losing team is referee Inayatullah Khan from Bangalore. Devjit Ghosh, diagonal ball to the near left to Basudev Mondal. Lovely trapping here by Basudev Mondal, swerving, dribbling, and Soumitra Chakravarti. Slightly slow, so Falguni Datta can hustle him off the ball. Good defensive work by Falguni Datta. And East Bengal get the ball, they stumble, and Chima muscles the ball away, but the referee says he pushed off the ball. And the referee gives the foul East Bengal's way. Good sportsman spirit between Chima and Tushar Rakshit. Really, it was a Goliath versus David clash.
Well, there's Soumitra Chakravarti trying to get that ball. He loses it, and it is Tushar Rakshit who controls. And in the end, I think it's just Chima and his bulk getting him off the way.
Yes, Tushar Rakshit gets a nasty blow at the back of the head. He may have a couple of headaches tonight, but he won't mind if his team can enter the Kalyani Black Label Cup final for the 10th time. And slight hold up in play as Amolo and Chima exchange a few jokes. It's East Bengal leading 2-1. If they go on to win, it will be their 10th entry into the final of the Kalyani Black Label Cup. A remarkable record, second only to Mohun Bagan. They are 4 times champions, 5 times runners-up. They are the holders. And they are at their favourite lucky ground. But here's Abdul Khalik, who's trying to bring some bad luck to them, but a wayward cross easily headed away by Naushad Musa. Here's Abdul Sadiq, always working tirelessly for the cause of his side. Such a brave young man, willing to risk injury. He's not to question why, he's not to ask questions. Goes in wherever the ball is.
Well, yes, I think he went rather high, and Basudev Mandal uses his elbow to give him a knock on the side, and that's why the referee has given a free kick in favour of East Bengal.
And East Bengal attacking through Shamsi Reza on the far left. And Shamsi Reza cutting in, finds the great Baichung Bhutia. Can he conjure up some more magic? Diagonal pass, but neatly taken away. And Bagan coming. Again Bagan attacking on the near side. Abdul Khalik trying to break away. Samuel Amolo, a somewhat harsh tackle. And Khalik is brought down in some agony. Khalik has been kept effectively in check.
Yes, well, Khalik has been kept in check by Samuel Amolo. But at this time, I think this tackle was a tackle from behind. And FIFA rules usually say that this is accompanied with a sending off.
Well, anyway, the referee has not been showing many yellow cards. He won't have a sending off. But a good one-touch build-up by Bagan on the far side. Here's Basudev Mandal in action. Shamsi Reza falling back deep. Basudev Mandal gets his cross in. If there was a flick on, this could have been trouble, Noel. But fortunately for East Bengal, well, fortune favours the brave, they say. And Mohun Bagan couldn't get a flick on to this very deceptive low cross by Basudev Mandal.
Well, Basudev Mandal just looks up there and he sees Chima. He puts it on to him. Chima attempts the flick, but he misses. He doesn't make contact with the ball, and I think East Bengal survive.
Yes, Chima, the magical Chima. He scored 22 goals in the Federation Cup in just 17 matches. He's so prolific with goals. And trouble here. Is this going to be a yellow card? As the Bagan player down in agony. Inayatullah Khan.
Well, I think rather a late tackle there, although Sumitra had come in there with a very high kick, and then I think Sadiq just catches him with the arm, and I think the foul has been given in favour of Mohun Bagan, and they could do something with this now, Novi.
Soumitra Chakravarti seems very composed and relaxed. James Odhiambo going to take this free kick. We've had about 25 minutes of the second half. That's about 70 minutes of the match. It's Bagan 1-2, and it's all cramped in the 18-yard box. The good free kick. Chima trying to control and chest, but East Bengal clear. Odhiambo heads it back. And Bagan applying the pressure in the closing stages of the match. And do you think East Bengal is going to try and hold on in these last 20 minutes and rely on the counter-attack?
It's difficult to just keep defending, because one mistake will let Bagan in, so really they've got to initiate their own attacks.
They've just stopped, I think, taking off Soso. I don't know if he had a small injury. The attacks have stopped. Maybe they try to slow down the pace of the game, bringing on Shamsi Reza. Mohun Bagan to build more attacks. And here come Mohun Bagan, getting the ball again. East Bengal to Tushar Rakshit. Tushar Rakshit, the philosopher football player. Nice curling cross in, headed away by Angalok Das. And a prompt shot by Abdul Sadiq. This youngster really excels with these long ranges. He's willing to let fly. He's got this penchant for these long ranges.
Well, I think this is about his fourth crack at goal. This lad just sees that ball coming down and whacks it with his foot. It was about 2 feet wide, but I think he really wants to put East Bengal further ahead because he knows the score is not safe.
Real human dynamo, Abdul Sadiq. Tushar Rakshit, midfield general. And a lovely diagonal ball out, but Nazimul Haq is offside. East Bengal 2, Mohun Bagan 1. And it has been a fine game, a fine exhibition for Calcutta football. Last season it was said there was a lot of apocalypse now articles about Calcutta football. But the city of joy has come back and has shown that football has come home. Calcutta football is back at its best. Ranjan Day getting the cross in. Header coming in from Soumitra, but neat judgment by Azande and lets the ball go wide. And Calcutta football has once again shown that it can live with the best of India. And the final of this Kalyani Black Label Cup is going to be Calcutta versus Goa.
Well, Soumitra really has been busy as a beaver. He's helped out in defence, and here he is trying to get that ball in, and it wasn't too far away.
So Mohun Bagan still playing bravely, playing with courage. They have the passion, they have the character. It's really now down to passion and character, and Mohun Bagan showing they have this passion and character to keep coming at East Bengal. Their supporters should be happy with the performance of this glamour side. And some lovely swerving play by young Soumitra Chakrabarti. And a beautiful through pass, but Samuel Amolo, cool as a cucumber, calm and composed, always anticipating the ball, one step ahead of the forwards. Amolo, brilliant play.
Yes, well, Abdul Khalik has not been able to do very much for his team this afternoon because of Amolo, and this time it was Satyajit who was deprived.
Long throw in, Shima controlling, Naushad Musa closing down on him, sticking to him like a leech. Devjit Ghosh. Nice one-touch build-up by Bagan, but Baichung Bhutia gets it instead, and Baichung Bhutia is brought down. Referee gives the advantage. Nazimullah, good refereeing this by Inayatullah Khan. On his own is Nazimullah. He can finish it off, gives it to Shamsi Reza. Shamsi Reza plays it square. Baichung should score. Baichung delays, and Baichung scores! That's a goal. That is the genius of Baichung. It did seem he delayed too much, but he has the magical touch of a George Best. Such composure in front of a goal. And now surely it's curtains to Mohun Bagan. And it's the city of joy for the East Bengal supporters. He has scored his second goal of the match. He's done it again. He did it in 1995.
Well, Baichung Bhutia first of all gives that ball to Shamsi Raza. He crosses it. Baichung, they're really toying with Hemant Dora in the defence. And then he just blasts it into the top of the net. There's Shamsi Reza. It is left for Baichung Bhutia. Baichung just handles it. Starts toying with the defence. Dora first. Devjit Ghosh then. And then he just blasts it in. This man is not only a great football player, he's a showman and he's arrogant with it.
Yes, he has made it. The Calcutta football the smile has returned to the face of Calcutta football. They've given us sparkling, scintillating display. This enthralling match has had all the ingredients of a great football match. Electrifying atmosphere, sparkling football, dramatic action, and PK Banerjee in a bit of an argument with Soumitra Saiza. I wonder why.
Well, I think he came on to congratulate Baichung Bhutia, and you can't do that. He's got to sit in the technical area.
And now Baichung Bhutia harassing the Bagan defence. And again Baichung Bhutia, with his sheer inventiveness, has caused trouble to the Bagan defence. Just Noel, when it seemed that Bagan was gaining the ascendancy, Baichung Bhutia conjured up magic out of nothing and has put the match, I think, beyond Bagan's reach.
Well, he knows how to really kick the opposition when they're down, and he's done it on 2 occasions today.
And here comes Mohun Bagan once more. Can they make it even more exciting if they make it 2-3? Will we have a real throbbing last few minutes? Dear Shamsi Raza, a very wise substitution. He had a very effective role in this match, and lovely skills here by Tushar to the brilliant Baichung, who's offside. Baichung Bhutia's 18th goal in the Federation Cup in 23 matches.
Well, let's have a look at this goal again. There's Shamsi Raza. What a beautiful cross there, just on the top of the 6-yard box. Baichung receives it, dances past Alok Das and just slots it in, just smashes it in.
Into the roof of the net. And here's Baichung Bhutia once more. And Baichung Bhutia, lovely angled, measured pass to young Nazimul Haq. But Nazimul Haq slips. It's East Bengal 3, Mohun Bagan 1. And Noel, there may be many contenders for the man of the match, but I think it'll have to go to Baichung Bhutia this time.
Yes, well, he's given the supporters the opportunity to eat all the Hilsa fish in the Calcutta market today.
Yes, certainly. This viewers who may not be aware, but here we break off again as attack coming in, and Falguni Datta retrieving for East Bengal. Both these clubs have a tradition, both these Calcutta clubs. The team which wins eats a particular type of fish, and tomorrow Hilsa fish is going to be out of the market because these happy East Bengal supporters are going to buy up all the Hilsa fish. And here they are celebrating with these mashals. This is the traditional way in which East Bengal supporters celebrate a win. They've had so many wins at the Salt Lake Stadium. They light paper with fire. And Baichung Bhutia having a refreshing drink. Baichung Bhutia, the man of the hour, the man of the moment. He's put this young East Bengal team 3-1 up. And it does seem the Kalyani Black Label Cup final will be between East Bengal and Salgaonkar, and Baichung Bhutia. The flag stays down on his own. Baichung Bhutia, can he score 3 goals in this brilliant match? Unselfish Baichung, and he does! He does make it 3. He scored the 3rd goal, and the match has become a rout. And this is unbelievable. Even the most ardent East Bengal fan couldn't have imagined beating Mohun Bagan by 4-1. It's the sheer genius of Baichung Bhutia. It's Baichung all the way.
Well, Baichung Bhutia really turning it on now. That's him, just accelerating with that ball. Unselfishly, he tries to lay it on, and then when the defender stops it, he says, thank you very much, this is my goal. That's him trying to lay it on for Nazim-ul-Haq, make it 2-all for each of the strikers, and then he's given a gift and he says, thank you, this is my goal.
The Romario of Indian football. Out of a narrow opening, he can score the most incredible goals. He seems to have had an injury, and the photographers huddling around him. The most brilliant player in Indian football for many, many years.
Well, I think he might be, he's driven this crowd crazy, and he might be really tired now. East to west, East Bengal is the best. I think Baichung really has said it before.
Yes, Baichung Bhutia is the best. They could have a poster on that. So East Bengal now certain to meet Salgaonkar in the final of the Kalyani Black Label Cup. We will of course be showing you that match from Star Sports. It's going to be East Bengal's 10th entry into the final, 4 times champions, 5 times runners-up. And this is their 4th successive entry into the Kalyani Black Label Cup final, formerly the Federation Cup. They are the holders, and Bagan disconsolate. In the final, they'll play Salgaonkar Club of Goa, who have made their 6th entry into the final. And a nice through pass, probing pass, but Bagan is now disconsolate. And East Bengal will play Salgaonkar Club of Goa in the final. Salgaonkar beat Tempo, their Goa rivals, 1-0 in the semi-final at Guwahati. The goal being scored by Jules Alberto in the 85th minute match, And Baichung Bhutia coming off, is he? But no, he's coming back onto the pitch, and he's surrounded by a whole posse of photographers.
Well, that's the star quality. That's the star quality of PK Banerjee and Baichung Bhutia.
And it's offside, it's disallowed, otherwise it seemed Chima had got his 2nd goal of the match. But Chima has been pulled up for offside. And today the great Chima has also been eclipsed by the brilliance of Baichung Bhutia. A happy day for Indian football.
Yes, it is. It is especially a happy day for Calcutta football because it's been rejuvenated. There's a lot of support for football in Bengal now.
Yes, all those doubting Jonas, the prophets of doom who wrote off Calcutta football and said it was apocalypse now, they will have to eat their words because the city of joy is now in full cry, and in full cry is young Falguni Datta on the near right for East Bengal. A low cross, but Hemanta Dora comes off his line this time. And football's come home. Football has certainly come home. Football's coming home for the East Bengal supporters. It's 3 goals for Baichung Bhutia in this match. But Mohun Bagan coming away. They want to make the scoreline respectable. So a hat-trick for Baichung Bhutia in the second half. A second half hat-trick has wrapped up the match. And we'd have to look up the record books the last time in this needle match between East Bengal and Mohun Bagan that a player scored a hat-trick. Baichung has got so many records in Indian football, has managed to get one more brilliant record. And all magical goals, Noel. Tushar Rakshit hugging Baichung Bhutia. Tushar Rakshit, the philosopher footballer who reads the works of Swami Vivekananda to keep calm. And Baichung Bhutia, who enjoys music, has really turned it on. 3 goals by Baichung Bhutia. He scored 1 against Mohammedan Sporting, so it's 4 goals overall in the Kalyani Black Label Cup. And an injured East Bengal player being Nazim-ul-Haq being stretchered off, and Baichung the showman now egging his supporters on. In fact, this is what he told me once, that's why he wanted to return to Calcutta, because of these happy, ecstatic, delirious supporters. You don't get them in many parts of India.
Yes, I think that is one of the drugs that drive a player as much as the money. And I think he's a proud man today. He's made them proud, and he's become one of them again.
Yes, the East Bengal supporters will have a whole week to cheer on. They've beaten their great rivals, Mohun Bagan, and not even in their wildest dreams did they think they'll win 4-1. And here are some silky skills by Shamsi Reza, another promising youngster. But a good tackle coming in from James Odiembo, the Kenyan import, the left back. James Odiembo. And here's Soumitra Chakravarti, who's impressed since he's come on as a substitute. Here's Abdul Khalik. I did think he would be taken off, but anyway, coach knows best. And Soumitra Chakravarti lets fly, gets a few boos, but this young man has impressed. He's shown good touch, good distribution.
Yes, I suppose perhaps all he needs is a little bit of vision, and his vision, if it was good, would have told him not to attempt that shot on that occasion.
East Bengal now controlling. It's East Bengal all the way, and the youth of East Bengal, Noel, seems to have triumphed over the experience of Bagan. all the innovations, the diamonds and all have not worked. It's the sheer guile, the counter-attacking of East Bengal.
Yes, well, you need players of quality to be able to play in that diamond formation.
And here's a man of quality striding forward, Samuel Omolo. Can't get his cross in. Devjit Ghosh moving up, disconsolate youngster for Mohun Bagan. Suddenly, the spirit, the zest has gone out of Bagan's legs. Mohun Bagan coming through Basudev Mondal. East Bengal should now meet Salgaonkar in the final of the Kalyani Black Label Cups. Salgaonkar beat Dempo 1-0 in the final. East Bengal are leading Mohun Bagan, arch rivals 4-1. 4 times they met in the semi-final, and here's going to be the happiest man in Indian football. He's seen his team triumph. Samuel Omolo striding forward, but the ball goes out of play. And interestingly, there's a massive head-to-head clash between these two coaches, PK Banerjee and Amal Datta. And PK Banerjee has notched up one more victory over Amal Datta. It's his 15th win in the head-to-head clashes between Amal Datta and PK Banerjee. And game has stopped at present because of injuries to a couple of players. And PK Banerjee has won 14 times. Only 4 times has Amal Datta win. 8 matches have been drawn. And so this is in this 27th match. It's one more PK Banerjee win. The East Bengal bench absolutely jubilant. Ilyas Pasha didn't play today, feeling very happy. So the substitute there. And the most famous face in Indian football. There's Swappan Ball, the manager, hugging his players. He knows he's beaten his arch rival. Amal Datta disconsolate, the tactical innovator. So the tactician has lost out, Noel.
Yes, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And you take a risk, the players don't know how to get on with it, and you end up on the losing team. He did have a good set of players, Amal Datta, but in the end, there's a saying here in Calcutta that PK Banerjee is the luckiest man in Bengal.
Yes, they said where PK goes, the trophies go. And it does seem the trophy, well, at present, at least the supporters think they've already won the trophy, but Salgaonkar will, of course, be a hard nut to crack in the final. Headed on, but straight to Azande, and no trouble at all. A young Kenyan goalkeeper who could also do very well. And there's also a famous saying in English that the tide in the affairs of men which taken at the crest leads on to fortune. East Bengal have taken that tide. Whenever they got their openings, they scored. Bagan, for all their pressure, couldn't really convert the chances. And East Bengal now toying with Bagan in midfield, playing the ball to feet, not squandering possession. And with that, the final whistle has gone, and it's East Bengal 4, Mohun Bagan 1. Najimul Haq scoring in the first half. Baichung Bhutia, a second half hat-trick, a brilliant hat-trick. Bagan's only goal coming through Chima Okeri, and it's unbelievable. Mohun Bagan having lost 1-4, East Bengal will meet Salgaonkar in the final of the Kalyani Black Label Cup, which we will bring you later. The hero of the day, Baichung Bhutia, with 3 goals. East Bengal has beaten Bagan 4-1 and has entered the final for the 10th time.
Well, an incredible match, an incredible